Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
Hello everyone. Are there any single men who have been single for many years watching this video? Cheer up, because if you can't find a wife in Vietnam, you can move to another wonderful country where 10 beautiful, charming girls are vying for one guy. It's not because the women of this country are inferior, but simply because their country has too few men. In case you don't fancy any of the ladies, you can always come here to admire ancient castles that are thousands of years old, the lush green pine forests, the sun-drenched beaches, or experiencing the 102 services that are both terrifying. You are watching the video about this country. If you are curious to know which country it is, please watch the video right below. The center of attention today will shift to Latvia, a republic in the European region. Latvia borders Estonia to the north, Lithuania to the south, Russia and Belarus to the east, and the Baltic Sea to the west. This country has a modest area of 64,589 square kilometers, primarily consisting of plains, and a population of just. Latvia has a temperate, coastal climate, especially the western coast of the Kurzeme Peninsula, which has a more maritime climate with cool summers and milder winters, while the rest has a more continental climate with warm summers and harsher winters. Latvia has 4 distinct seasons. Winter begins in mid-December and lasts until mid-March, while summer begins in June and lasts until August. Summer is usually warm and sunny with cool evenings. The weather is mild in spring and autumn. Although a small country, Latvia has an incredibly impressive historical depth. Around 9000 BC, the ancestors of the Latvians were the ancient Baltic tribes who lived on the eastern coast of the Baltic Sea. From that time, Latvia has been an important trading hub for Vikings traveling from the Scandinavian peninsula via the Daugava River to Russia and the Byzantine Empire. Latvia's coast is famous throughout Europe for its precious amber. Due to its strategic location, Latvia was frequently invaded by larger neighboring countries. At the end of the 12th century, Latvia fell under German control. The Germans founded the city of Riga in 1291, and Riga gradually developed into the largest and most beautiful city on the southern coast of the Baltics. From the late 15th to the early 16th century, the territory of present-day Latvia fell under the rule of Poland and Livonia. By 1700, the Great Northern War broke out and Latvia became part of the Russian Empire. After more than a century of struggle for freedom, on August 21, 1991, Latvia declared independence. On September 14, 1991, the Soviet Union recognized the independence. Latvia is renowned as a country that develops its economy while not forgetting to preserve its historical and cultural heritage. The pride of this small country is its capital, Riga, an ancient city hailed as the precious architectural gem of the Baltic Sea region. Latvia's capital, Riga, is famous for its centuries-old European-style castles, interwoven with bustling modern urban areas. People often say, just by coming to Riga, you won't have a chance to get bored with art. This is the city with the most Art Nouveau buildings in Europe. This very aspect led to Latvia being recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage Site, and that it is no coincidence that Riga is called the Paris of the North, the cultural capital of Europe. The architectural works in Riga are all very unique, such as St. Peter's Church, the tallest church in Riga, and the Dome Cathedral. Famous for its vast winding paths are the most beautiful Peter's Church in the Baltic region. As of the present moment, Riga is home to the largest collection of Art Nouveau architecture, in the largest Art Nouveau architectural style in Europe. Riga is also the key economic and financial center of the Baltic countries' GDP, and generates half of the nation. According to 2012 statistics, the country's GDP reached $42.23 billion US dollars, and its per capita GDP reached 22,300. In Latvia, there is a very famous castle called Riga Castle, which shares its name with the country's capital. The original castle was built in the 13th century on the banks of the Daugava River and is linked to the war between Riga and Livonia. Finally, the castle was destroyed in 1484 and was restored and consecrated in 1515. After the Swedes occupied the castle, they built extensive annexes in 1641. The fortress was continuously reinforced and rebuilt between the 17th and 19th, and in 1938, the Latvian government used the castle as an office headquarters. Today, this is the official residence of the President of Latvia and is partly used as a museum. Latvia also has many churches, among which the Christ Nativity Cathedral stands out. This is one of the largest churches in the Baltic region, built in the late 19th century. In the traditional Neo-Byzantine architectural style, distinguished by a large circular dome, in addition to its impressive and unique exterior design, the Church of the Nativity also leaves visitors in awe. Because inside there is a chapter displaying some works by the famous Russian painter Vasily Vereshchagin. Vasily is not only a painter but also a Russian printmaker and art theorist. He is one of the most famous artists of the 20th century, belonging to the Expressionist movement and also for works that are among the world's first modern abstract art. As a small country, Latvia does not receive much attention commensurate with what it has. This country actually has many interesting things. First and foremost is the highest proportion of beautiful women in the world. The majority of Latvia's population is female. When walking on the streets of Latvia, you will see more women than men. You might feel overwhelmed because Latvian women are often very beautiful and attractive. Baltic Sea tribes settled in Latvia around 1000 BC. Later, Germans, Jews, and especially the Russian and Eastern European communities also arrived. Thus, Latvian women possess a beauty that blends traits from many countries. They stand out with natural blonde, gray, or light brown hair, blue eyes, a slender figure, and fair skin. The per capita rate of models and beauty queens in Latvia is among the highest in the world. Beauty disaster. Many people comment that Latvian girls have a fairy tale beauty. Both their faces and figures make it hard for onlookers to look away. This helps Latvian beauties always rank high in world beauty contests. However, despite being beautiful, charming, and flawless, many Latvian girls still end up unmarried. While many Asian countries face gender imbalance with more males than females, in this country, females outnumber males. According to a European Commission report in 2020, Latvia is the country with the highest gender disparity in the EU. Women outnumber men by up to 17%, meaning for every 10 girls, there is only one boy. According to a report published in 2010, citing statistics from this country, Latvian men have a lower life expectancy compared to Latvian women. The high rate of early male mortality means there are more women than men in this country. At the University of Latvia, the gender imbalance is clearly visible. According to sociologists, female students enroll in this school 50% more than males. This means women often struggle to find partners with equivalent educational levels, and by the time women want to settle down, men have already died earlier. The underlying cause of this situation dates back to World War II, when many men in Latvia were sent to the battlefield on missions, leaving only women behind. As the war expanded, many men died. To this day, this disparity has not been balanced. Additionally, there is another reason equally serious. Denise Stabich, a Latvian psychologist, says that men here die early partly due to suicide cases. Latvian men tend to suffer from severe depression due to life pressures, especially financial burdens. Beautiful girls often want to find partners who match them, but for a man, they do not demand too much for their spouse. Due to this disparity, Latvian men always have to strive to become perfect to please the girls. This causes them severe stress. Denise Stabich analyzes. To address this surplus of women and shortage of men, some suggestions propose that the Latvian should implement polygamy or allow women to marry same-sex partners. However, the Latvian government rejects these proposals, citing the protection of Latvia's healthy family relationship. When proposals for polygamy or same-sex marriage are opposed, another method has emerged to help Latvian girls marry for. In recent years, many dating websites and international matchmaking centers have flourished, providing Latvian women with opportunities to choose husbands according to them. Therefore, it is understandable that women in this country are rushing to marry. However, many bad actors have exploited this service to deceive beautiful young girls, forcing them into illegal marriages. That is why the Latvian government always reminds women to be careful when seeking happiness, and not to become victims of profiteers. Since Latvia joined the EU, many male tourists from across Europe have visited the country. They do not come for tourism, sightseeing, or shopping, but mainly to find wines or experience Latvian nightclubs. The nightclub business in Latvia is very prosperous. The Latvian government has promised to regulate nightclubs in the capital Riga, but little progress has been made. The reason Latvia firmly opposes same-sex marriage, despite many women in the country, is that views on the LGBT community are not yet truly open. In this country, the LGBT community faces many challenges. Although homosexuality was legalized in Latvia in 1992, shortly after the country separated, homosexuals here still face widespread discrimination in society. Latvia is also the only country in the Baltic and Nordic regions that does not fully prohibit discriminatory acts against the LGBT community. This country does not recognize same-sex marriage. It allows couples from this community to enter into a formal civil union through registration with an administrative court, but they cannot legally marry on paper or adopt children together. The majority of Latvians hold prejudices against homosexuality. This is believed to stem from social conservatism with lingering stereotypes from the Soviet era, leading to very few homosexuals in Latvia daring to publicly reveal their true gender. In a survey in February 2007, up to 82% of the 537 people from the LGBT community here did not support organizing a dedicated anniversary day for their community. However, in November 2014, Latvia became the first country of the European Union to have a head of state who is openly homosexual. Edgars Rinkevics publicly declared himself gay while serving as foreign minister. I am proud to declare myself as gay. Good luck to all of you. Since then, Rinkevics has repeatedly expressed support for legalizing same-sex marriage and improving the rights of the domestic LGBT community. Although it hasn't changed much, this action has provided spiritual strength to the community. By 2015, the city of Riga hosted the Euro Pride event with about 5,000 participants. This is a pan-European international event dedicated to LGBT pride, including parades, human rights conferences, and nighttime gatherings. Be the change and make history. Another point that surprises international friends is that despite its small area, Latvia is considered the world's foraging paradise. The characteristic landscape of Latvia is mainly vast green forests, covering up to 52% of the country. Over the past 100 years, the greening process has continued with majestic pine, spruce, and birch forests. Interestingly, almost all forests here allow people free access. So their most popular pastime is going into the forest to pick berries in summer and mushrooms in autumn. This is also one of the activities that attract tourists to this small country. It is so famous that Latvia is called the country of foragers. The reality in Latvia indeed paints a picture of a peaceful life, with vast forests interspersed with farms and meadows. Here, cultivated land is surrounded by dense tree belts, where humans, nature, and the skies even merge into one. As the world's foraging paradise, Latvia is also the country with the strictest nature protection in Europe. Latvia's forestry laws are considered among the strictest in Europe. In particular, the government focuses on strict regulations regarding timber harvest. As a result, the forests here have become home to thousands of rare plant and animal species such as black grass, the lesser spotted eagle, the European beaver, and the Eurasian lynx. Additionally, Latvia boasts many impressive national parks, such as Gauja National Park, covering over 900 square kilometers, established in 1973. Kemeri National Park with an area of 361 square kilometers, and Slittering with 265 square kilometers. Not only renowned for its majestic nature, Latvia is also highly rated for its quality of. Many mistakenly believe that the world's most widespread and fastest Wi-Fi is in Qatar or the United Arab Emirates. But no, Riga in Latvia is actually the Wi-Fi capital of the world. In terms of internet connection speed, Riga is considered number one with over 800 free Wi-Fi hotspots consistently maintained. Riga is also regarded as one of the cities with the most orderly and safest traffic in the world, setting a standard for traffic safety for many countries. Not only is it an ancient city with architecture deeply rooted in European, Riga is also a dynamic city, offering many entertainment activities, including bar and nightclub services. Latvia also surprises many because few would expect this small country to have the widest waterfall in Europe. Venta Rapid is a waterfall in the town of Kuldiga, known as the widest waterfall in Europe. The waterfall has a width of 249 meters and can reach up to 275. The height of the waterfall also varies from 1.8 meters to 2.2 meters, depending on in spring and autumn, when salmon swim upstream and leap over the rapids. Locals can catch an average of 80 to 100 salmon, or even see flying fish jumping out of the water. This is a favorite activity of the locals and an unmissable experience when visiting Kuldiga, Latvia. The next thing we want to share about Latvia may not be amusing, but it is certainly unique. That is the overnight prison experience service. Instead of finding a regular hotel or inn, you can experience a novel feeling by spending the night at Krasno prison. This prison was built in 1900. In the 20th century, it was a place of detention for prisoners during the Tsarist and Soviet eras. It is known that during World War II, hundreds of people died here, many of whom were beheaded. The place officially closed in 1977. After many years, the prison was renovated into a hotel. Karasta Prison is located in the city of Liepāja, Latvia. It has become an attractive tourist destination thanks to this unique service. Visitors here can admire the architecture and gloomy atmosphere of a famous wartime prison that remains. Especially if desired, you will experience real prison life right at the hotel. To ensure no complaints, guests must sign an agreement with the hotel before experiencing the feeling of imprisonment. When staying at this hotel, they will be treated like real prisoners, including sleeping in a cell with old mattresses placed on wooden boards, eating prison-provided food right in the cell, and being scolded by prison guards. If they do not comply with strict behavioral rules, they will be punished by exercising and cleaning the prison. The prison guards at the hotel are actually trained staff, but they will skillfully play the role of prison guards like real prison wardens. Of course, their actions are only within permissible limits and do not exceed boundaries if experiencing as a prisoner is still not intense enough for tourists. Then the hotel staff also know how to make the atmosphere even gloomier, such as cell doors suddenly opening and closing, lights flickering on and off, and the clanking of iron chains. The hotel prison's official program outlines the not-so-simple challenges of prisoner life. However, with this unique service, many tourists still want to challenge themselves. Leaving the scary prison, we will move to a more familiar piece of information, which is the Christmas tree. Whenever December arrives, people in many places around the world bring home a Christmas tree, decorated with lights, sparkling ornaments, and tinsel. But did you know that Latvia and Estonia once had tensions over a fish dispute? 1. Local claim recognition as the birthplace of the world's first. 2. Latvia argues that this tradition began in 1510, when a merchant guild called the House of the Black. 3. Carried a tree through the city, decorated it, and then burned it. 4. Meanwhile, Estonia claims to have evidence of a similar festival. 5. Organized by this same guild in the capital Tallinn in 1406. By 2016, after research, historians suggested that both festivals might not be related to Christmas. 7. But this still did not satisfy people in both countries. 8. Even in the town hall square in Riga, Latvia. 9. A plaque has been placed in the center to commemorate the location of the first Christmas. 10. Latvia is also known as a country filled with music. Here, music is culture. 11. Each year in the capital Riga, there are over 200 cultural events. 12. Preserving and strengthening Latvian. 13. Among them, the Latvian Song and Dance Festival is the most grand. 14. The festival has been held since 1873 and usually 15. A record was set in 2018 when the 26th Latvian Song and Dance Festival 16 was held on Latvia's anniversary with over 67,000. 17. Thanks to this, the festival has been recognized by UNESCO as 18 an intangible heritage of humanity. 19. Despite their love for song and dance, Latvians are rated by Internet 20 as the most introverted people in Europe. They rarely communicate with strength. 21. Everywhere in Latvia, even densely populated areas like it. 22. Is very quiet, peaceful, and 23. To explain why Latvians often live introvert. 24. Many psychology researchers have pointed out that. 25. Between artistic creativity. 26. Most residents here work in art-related fields such as writers, artists, architects. 27. The country of Latvia is made up of many different. 28. But the level of language and cultural integration among these groups is not. 29. The people here love and value it. 30. However, being averse to small talk does not mean Latvian. 31. Although they dislike chatting, they are still willing. 32. To help tourists who have difficulty. 33. As a beautiful country with a stable economy, Latvia still has its own. 34. In recent years, Latvia has been facing a situation where veterans. 35. Latvia's population in 2020 was estimated at 1,886,198 people in May. 36. In early 2022, Latvia's population was about 37, a decrease of 17,500 people. 38. Latvia's population as of May 17, 2023, was 1,839, a decrease of nearly 60,000 people. 40. For many years, Latvia has suffered from a situation called break. 41. As young, well-trained, and highly educated people emigrate from the country. 42. Since Latvia became a member of the EU and the Schengen. 43. Working in other countries has become particular. 44. Causing the outflow of human resources from the country to increase. 45. Therefore, Latvia's population has. 46. Recently, the number of Latvian residents has been 47. In early 2012, Latvia had only about 234,500 young men and women aged 48, accounting for 12.49. The decline of this group is not only due to low birth rates and declining living standards but also 50. How did young people no longer want this? A new reason for young people to leave Latvia has emerged this year. That is the country's reinstatement of mandatory military. Latvia abolished mandatory military service in 2007, but now, young people will have to experience military life at least once in their lifetime. From 2024 onward, the number of conscripts will increase. Latvia's plan is to recruit 7,500 young people for military service each year. This will raise the size of the Latvian army from 22,000 to 50,000 soldiers, including both regular and reserve forces. This Baltic country feels heavily impacted by the conflict in Ukraine. However, recent public surveys show many young people do not believe that mandatory military service is the right. Only a small portion supports the reinstatement of mandatory military. With a combination of pristine natural beauty, rich historical cultural heritage, and modern events, Latvia is gradually attracting the attention of internet. It will be a paradise for those who love music and beauty. In addition to participating in vibrant music festivals, they can also admire beautiful young girls everywhere in this country.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.